And 3, 2, 1. All right. So last time we put a brace on, or you put a brace on, and
oh, you helped, I think.
Yeah, and we have 3 now. So
right, and if you look, remember I was arching the gluing surface of the brace. So if you look with a straight edge, you can see there's a tiny arch from side to side, not a perfectly flat back.
Okay.
Just like any other guitar I would build. So the next thing now will be to shape the braces and get them glued onto the side and top assembly.
And how are you going to do that?
Start with a plane. I want to do the same thing I did on the top braces, which is remove the unnecessary wood from the back braces. So I'm going to plane them down so they're more pointed than flat across. The brace will be just as strong that way, but there will be less wood, so it's lighter weight.
Okay.
Although in this case, it's light as a feather already between the walnut and the cedar braces. Very light. So I'm just putting the plane at an angle and shaping the top half of the brace to a triangle.
I know people who are afraid of planes.
Oh, I am. But you know, sometimes you just have to overcome your fear.
That's it.
Plane away. One of the things I have to be careful of when I'm doing this is not to drag the body of the plane across the back, because it'll leave a deep scratch. Okay, so those are pretty much the shape I want them to be. Now the next part, just like on the top, the ends of the braces don't have to be nearly this tall, because there's a lot of inherent strength just because of the glue seam. So I'm going to shave away some of the brace. That'll lighten it up, and it'll also allow the whole back to vibrate a little more freely. So I do that with a chisel. Piece almost poked me in the eye. Cedar is really nice wood to work with.
Looks like it.
Yeah. Spruce, which is what I use actually more often on back braces, it's kind of ropey. And it can sometimes be a little more work to get the chisel to go through it evenly. This is kind of like a hot knife through butter. So that's roughly where I want them to be. This one's a little tall. And now, before I even sand those, listen to the difference. I'm sure it doesn't come across on the computer there, but in person it's pretty substantial.
I knew I should have wore safety goggles. I'm going to call OSHA tomorrow. So, what do we have here?
Somebody else doesn't call before you do. So, I'm just going to sand everything smooth now. I use a tube with a piece of sandpaper wrapped around it to get the scooped out parts. Now on a full-size guitar, I would leave the braces a little taller than this at the end. Usually I scoop them down to a height of about 5 millimeters. I imagine these at the edge are going to be more like 3. Yep, 3. But this isn't under nearly as much tension as a bigger bodied guitar, so the braces don't have to be as strong.
Right.
And again, this will just free it up to vibrate.